Okay.
Hey,
See
Ken?
lips.
Ken Langford, can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now?
Because I flipped over to the computer microphone. It won't sound as good, but at least it'll sound, which was sounding better than nothing. Okay. So, if you can hear us, that also would be nice. So, all right, Barbara still can't hear us.
Well, comments are delayed, remember
Yes, there we go. Okay, very good. We're back. Maybe you can hear us now.
that. Okay, now what are all the jokes that we made that people missed?
Can't remember.
Were they even worth repeating?
Yeah. So, once again, if you're joining us, please let us know where you're watching, who you are, where you're watching from. We need to know which channel you're watching through because we had major problems with our comments. Right now, I'm seeing people from YouTube commenting, which is fantastic. We also need to know if our Facebook places are working. Anyways, Barbara says...
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
That's-
Go, Barbara, go.
That's a long time
Go,
waiting.
Barbara, go.
So, congratulations. Share pictures in the RV Small Talk community group once you pick it up and all that.
we want to see.
We want to celebrate with you.
And the question is, Barbara, do you have any camping plans? Because what we want to talk about today is, are you guys getting reservations? And if you are, how and
How?
where?
Tell us your
Because
secrets.
that is the topic here lately.
Right here, and it's what people are asking us who are coming in asking us is, I've got this new camper, and I've had dreams of going for at least a year, probably more, but it's so hard to find things. So I mean, the usual places, the usual suspects, state parks are on people's list because they're usually pretty easy access,
But they're not right now, are
but
they?
they're kind of hard right now. You're trying to time it, or you're trying to watch every day because someone might drop, is what I'm hearing. If you want to go somewhere real bad, you actually
Yeah.
have to hawk that location.
It's like the new, getting concert tickets. You stay up till
Getting
midnight and you,
campsites.
wait and you have, 3 computers set up.
Yeah.
So you can click all at one time.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Or trying to get into UCamp. It's like that.
right.
it's
so,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and then there's also national parks. And I hear it's even more difficult because it seemed to always be somewhat difficult
Yeah.
for national parks. But as it's been ramping up the past 5 years, I think it's the
There was also
interest.
some national parks that you could never get into, but then other national parks that were easier, and now they're all on the same playing field of impossible.
Yeah, so Angela says that primarily reservations at state parks, which I love state parks, I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm making them 5 months out when they're first available. So you're kind of having to hawk the system a little bit, probably daily. 13 weeks. Oh, hey, yeah, 13 weeks wait on that trailer. Shakedown by dealer and booked into 2022. Yes. State parks in South Carolina booked
Yeah.
until November, December, October.
And
yeah.
here's my question is, does that I don't know. That's really hard for me as somebody who doesn't like planning, who really likes the thrill of
Yeah,
the
you're
last
more
minute.
spontaneous.
Let's just pack up and go this weekend. You can't do that anymore. You have to plan 5 months in advance. Everything changes in 5 months. What if I don't feel like it?
Grit your teeth and you go.
I'm just saying.
You will feel like it because you won't have been able to go as much as you want.
Yeah.
But camping
Because
for
you
me
couldn't
has
get
always
reservations.
been a
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
this is a fun last minute easy thing to do, and you don't have that anymore.
PJ, you're getting comments on your phone that I can't see
No.
here. What are you
No,
getting?
she's not.
No,
No?
it is translating.
Oh.
No, it's just telling her who's watching.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. If you're
So-
watching, let us know where
Yeah.
so I can see if it's working. So national parks are always on the bucket list, it seems like, but they're always hard to get reservations for. I think that they're working on new systems for reservation that can kind of give you a notification that something's now available. But I think
my
that's still
God.
kind of lottery-like. That'd still be kind of hectic.
Need flexibility and spontaneity gone. Many now
Yeah.
charge extra if you want a specific site.
Yeah.
Really? They charge you extra if you say, I want this site? Because otherwise you
Because
just
they
get
can.
whatever you get?
Yeah, because they can. I've made and canceled reservations even though my trailer isn't here yet. We've been notified of another delay, so I'm going to be canceled. That's a huge thing
that's
that
what you
we're
do.
dealing with
Yeah.
here. Yeah, is people are really upset because they made these plans and now their trailers aren't here when they thought they were going to be, and that's unfortunately just.
But see, that's like there's a problem, and then it's another layer of the problem, because it makes sense that you would do that, but with so many people doing that means that you can't tell until the last minute if something's been vacated.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to do that in order to go camping, which means
Right.
you have to cancel it, which means somebody else is going to get a spot last minute. Bob!
Bob's at Fort Wilderness.
Hi, Bob!
That's right. You're headed there. I remember now.
Yes, I can't wait to hear all about it at the rally.
Yes.
We got through Reserve America.
So how does Reserve America work? Do they give you options for private parks?
We're gonna have to
across
have
the
Bob
US?
call in and just tell
Okay,
us.
Bob, tell
what
us.
if there was a website that was like, what are the hotel reservation
Like
websites?
the
Where you
night
just-
before booking.
Well, yeah,
type
you just
sites?
put in like the city, and then they'll give you all the hotels available and their prices, and they all like bid on each other. So like,
for last minute reservations.
Okay, so
what if
I'll
we do
bet,
that for campgrounds?
I bet that that's on the way, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the app that I heard about. I was listening to another podcast, the RV Miles podcast.
You listen to other
I
podcasts
do.
besides
I
ours?
do. And they were talking to a gentleman who is a full-time with his family guy and on the road, and he's developing an app that gives you 360-degree views of all the state campsites, and they're going state by state developing this out, and so you can see the actual space and reserve it through their app. I need to remember what that app is
seems
called.
time-consuming and amazing.
But it's going to be amazing. Yeah. So
Yeah, put Bob's comment.
Bob, what you saying here? Many of the state parks use Reserve America, and it's an online site, of course, and most of the time you can check availability by date. It'll tell you what sites are available. You'll check for future availability, that word, or tell you when a specific site will be available. They usually have pictures of the site, so it works really well. And that's another thing, that app that I was talking about actually is already connected with Reserve America. So it's they're working together. Using Texas State Parks. Yep. Recreation.gov. Yep. So
You know, that is, when you go through recreation.gov, a lot of times you're getting into the CC parks around here.
I love those parks. Though.
And they're such great parks because they're not like overdone, although a lot of them are not revamped for bigger rigs.
right.
And that's one of the things that you run into there. I mean, but most of you guys don't have 42-foot motorhomes, so, but they are really cool sites and sometimes out of the way places. The thing about that is, you know, they didn't used to have reservations at all, and now they take them. And
Right.
what about last minute? I mean, what if you did say, I'd love to do this, I couldn't get a site? Is there a way that like 2 days out people cancel or just don't show up? Is it like a hotel? Because I've sat at a hotel lobby waiting for
A room
10
to-
o'clock
yeah.
because they'll cancel the reservations if they haven't checked in.
Mhm.
Does that happen at campsites? It ought to. Because
But
I have
oftentimes
never camped at a
the-
campsite that was full.
Yeah, but oftentimes there's not someone manning the front desk, if you will, at a campground at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess that's
you
right.
come and you just pick up the key or
Who
you know,
grab your
yeah.
little site map?
Yeah,
Your little piece of paper stuck in the door.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Even KOAs are booked months out. Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. What's the answer here?
You know,
You
We
call
used
and
to
just
say-
be put on a waiting list for everything.
We used to talk about boondocking as a way around this.
but that's very regional.
But-
It's so hard to do in
yeah,
Texas.
that
It's
doesn't happen
great
here.
in Utah, Nevada. A lot of Western states are great at that. We're not so great at it because we don't have it. You know, one thing that I've learned is that county parks are generally pretty good, and county parks.
Well, would
um,
they be on Reserve America?
I don't know if county parks are. They might be, but if you do a little research for county parks, they get you close to wherever the sites and things that you still want to see, and I seem to find that they do a pretty good job.
So Ken campgroundviews.com.
That might actually be the group that was talked about on RV Miles podcast.
Hey, Susan.
Hi, Susan. I'll see you at the rally too.
I tried All Stays when we were looking around when we were traveling to Big Bend a few weeks ago, and I found it a little frustrating trying to find something that was where we wanted to be. I knew there was more parks around there that weren't listed, which I thought was really weird.
But RV Trip Wizard I hadn't even heard of, so
I haven't even
I'll
heard
have
of
to check that
RV
one
Trip
out.
Wizard.
Mhm.
Anybody else use RV Trip Wizard? What do you like about it, Susan? What's good about that one? Is it just, can you put in like your final destination and it gives you stops along the way? Is that maybe like the
Have to
whole
tell us.
trip thing?
Have to
So,
Travels with Delaney.
Let's put up Travel with Delaney real quick.
Yeah, because they'd be experts, right?
Mhm.
you're attempting to leave Texas?
In early
Why?
June.
Oh, just
Because
They
of
don't
June.
live here.
Because of June.
I know.
And follow the coast
why would you
all the
want
way
to
up
leave in
Maine.
June?
No reservations yet.
But that's how they roll.
Brave. I know.
They have
but
a history
see, like,
of
how?
Yeah.
Harvest Host, Boondockers Welcome, Faithful Parking, Cracker Barrels, and last minute cancellations. Where do you find your last minute cancellations?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I
Do you
don't
just
know the trick.
refresh, like find a park and then just keep
I
refreshing?
think I got it. If you have access to small kids, and they're loud, you sugar them up, you send them into a RV park or campground, and eventually someone's gonna be like, I can't
Looking-
take kids, and they get
looking
leave.
like-
and
looking really
hey! They're just sight. The kids scared them out.
This will either be, I love he says, this will either be epic or an epic failure. Either way, it should make for good videos.
Yeah, we'll have to stay
Yes,
tuned.
All about content.
Well, you guys will be able to help us with this in
Yeah.
July.
Susan Moore says that you can plot, of course, a course for a whole trip, and that's with that RV Trip Wizard.
RV Trip
app.
I have never tried
So
RV
like
Trip
plots out
Wizard.
your whole trip. That sounds really.
Yeah,
Look
so
into
I guess
that.
it would tell you everything along the way.
Here's Mr. Mike.
Hey, Mike.
County and state parks in Iowa have a few non-reservable at most parks, and the reservable ones not used are available on a night-by-night basis.
So you just show up and say, "Hey, got anything?"
But what if they don't, and you have to like back your trailer out? Oh, this is
Back
making
it
me
up.
nervous. I mean, like, and then you just drive to another.
If you
park?
like spontaneity, this is true
Right?
spontaneity. Like you
So,
don't
like, where
know.
am I gonna sleep tonight?
Let's see.
I like spontaneity. I don't like being homeless.
Traveling? Am I RVing? Or tonight, am I homeless?
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't have two small children, it wouldn't be so bad if you had to camp in a parking lot. But two small kids stuck
Not
out
doing it.
without a sight,
yeah.
that's not
Not
spontaneity.
doing it.
Just-
Okay, all right, here's another thought.
You
Okay.
check every
Give us a
day.
thought.
If Iowa has non-reservable spots, how do you get them? Do other places have spots that are like, we reserve most of them? And then somebody last week, there was a campsite that was emergency. Somebody was talking to us about that there was an emergency campsite and they moved them over to the emergency spot. So if they weren't there for a few days, they wouldn't worry about it.
What are you talking
Okay,
about?
am I dreaming? Was I
I
asleep?
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Do campsites have ones that aren't in their reservation system? That's my question. Do they?
I mean, if I had, it would make sense. Like if I had a park or a campground or something like that, it kind of would make sense to have a swing site available in case you had with one or two sites an electrical issue or plumbing septic
Or
issue or something.
overbooking
Like
or something, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
or a
how do we get
mistake.
those
Barbara
secret
says-
sites?
Yeah.
Well, there's this. It's like going to In-N-Out. There's a secret menu.
There is, and
Like-
it's still not good.
Like I want that site in the back corner that no one knows about.
yeah.
You know,
anytime you ask for a campsite, just like wink.
Yeah.
You're like, I want your best campsite. And then
You
you'll,
think that works?
you'll get the secret
Yeah.
campsite.
So this makes sense. I'm going to bring this up. Here's Bob's. Yeah, there's lots of campgrounds that are first come first served, particularly in national forests and in national parks. As for emergencies, some campgrounds have overflow, which would have no amenities, no water, no electricity.
Yeah, but you
Or
could
could
spend the
basically
night
put
there.
it on- Yeah. So this is actually my plan in midsummer, late June or July. I don't know where I'm going. Late July. Laura and the kids and I, we're planning to go to a national forest in Colorado, and it is first come first serve. So we're hoping for the best.
What do you just
Yeah.
drive really fast? I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
but towing a trailer.
Yeah. So
Mike
do you have a
says-
plan B?
Cracker Barrel?
Have a tickle in my throat. No, we are making. We know of another lake there that does take reservations. We're making a 2-night reservation. It's fairly inexpensive. If we need to, we'll use that reservation.
Oh, you're doing backup
Sucks.
plan.
Yeah.
That's not adventurous.
Yeah, no, but what?
I'm driving for
Yeah, what else are you
12,
supposed to
13
do?
hours.
Yes, I mean I
That
get
is
that.
totally adventuresome, and I have 2 kids. I need a place to put this trailer,
That's right.
and we will have our
I mean,
adventure
that would
either
just
way.
be stupid not to.
Yeah.
Yes. So what you're doing is you're banking on that, and then you're seeing if there's an upgrade available, I'll take it. Basically.
Well, the upgrade is actually boondocking on national forest land. So
Right.
upgrading the adventure that we want is the national forest
Okay.
with no reservations. This first come first serve. That's what we want. But since we are going to be there,
You need a
we
backup.
need a fallback if there is not
Sure.
there.
I mean, I get it. It's just the way you look at it. Of, yeah.
And to be honest,
Safe and hoping to get.
I wasn't going
something.
to go that route, but my wife takes care of the.
She really wants a backup plan.
Yes, she's got
Yeah,
it taken
I would
care of.
too.
And
You're
Mike
smart,
says
Laura.
they have handicap sites that are available after 6 if they're not taken. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know, but
Sorry. Look. Do you know who Facebook user is?
Let me see.
So it's
See-
RV Small Talk community page where we can't see who you are.
That's Mike.
It's Mike.
That's
Hi,
Mike.
Mike.
So, and I think that's because groups have a little bit more privacy
Oh,
settings.
'cause
than
it's a
some
group?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what's going
Yeah.
on there. Which, fine, if
But on here, you just show up as a Facebook user, and we all know
Mhm.
you're not just any old Facebook user.
you are our Facebook.
yeah. Here's Paul. No, did I put that up there?
Bye, Bob.
See ya, Bob.
All right. Never owned an RV but want to buy a trailer. Don't like the idea of constantly being in campgrounds. Like the idea of boondocking. Is it easy to find somewhere even in a pinch? It
Not
totally
in Texas.
Yeah, that depends on where you are regionally.
Not in Texas.
If you have access to Bureau of Land Management land, then yes, it's a fantastic thing that we all want to do.
Yeah.
In states like Texas, the way that Texas was settled and set up for government, there's almost all private land, and so it's just
Yeah.
not
for,
so
for
available.
lots of reasons.
Mhm.
But Steve Delgado was on with us. Hi, Steve.
Guess what?
So-
let's sing happy birthday to Steve real quick. You ready?
Is it his birthday?
It was
Real
like
quick,
2 days ago. You
real
ready?
quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday to you.
Da da da.
And many more.
Happy birthday, Steve.
That's
See
all
you at
for
the
you.
rally. All for you. See, we treat our
So-
rally people.
so Steve, you camp a lot, so I can't imagine you're not a spontaneous camper. So how do you get a reservation when you're like, man, let's go somewhere this weekend?
See, Steve always strikes me because we're friends on Facebook, you know, and he.
We don't stop.
No.
You know that.
So he's always doing something, riding his motorcycle, cooking something,
Yes.
having a backyard.
But can you
game
imagine
watching. I
he
mean,
doesn't
it's-
just wake up one day sometimes? And
I don't
go,
know. See, I don't
"Let's
know.
camp."
Is he that spontaneous, or is he
Right.
that planned spontaneous?
We're
Because
talking about you,
something-
and you're right here.
Yeah.
So speak up.
Plan 3 months in advance.
Oh, geez. Oh, darn! I'm so disillusioned.
Libby wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, but I mean, I think she drives some of this planned spontaneity too. I mean, they seem to always be having fun. If you ever camp near them, please enjoy their presence.
Yeah.
You
True.
can't hardly help it.
Yeah. They're gonna force it upon you.
So,
in a nice way.
So finding camp spots.
and this is always one thing that Laura and I come back to. Why do we live in Texas?
Yeah, it is really frustrating. Just the concept that you can just pull off into a piece of land and camp is weird to me. I've lived in Texas my whole life. That just seems so weird. Like
But-
that's how you get shot.
Yes, but we. Oh, we're going that way.
Well, it is. You don't go into somebody's
Well, I gotta
land.
admit, that's
In Texas, that is how it is. Yes.
it's all the fun is Libby's fault.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, Texas has such an amazing state park network. But if the state parks are full, it makes it tougher.
Okay, yeah. So let's ramble
Hey,
off.
I got an idea. Let's reach out to the state parks people. Let's have them on. See if they'll join us for a Friday noon and give us the secrets to get in some of their parks.
Ooh,
Reach out. I
Yeah.
mean, their offices
I'm
aren't
on
that
it.
far away.
I'm on it.
it's true.
Yeah, what's the trick? How do we do this? Are there parks that don't fill up? Are there?
Yeah, there's got to be some that
Are
don't.
there
but
some
That
that
like
don't?
nobody
there's a
knows
reason for
about
that.
because they have really crappy websites or something.
And she'll probably tell us, yeah, you need to camp between Tuesday and Friday. And I'm like, no.
No.
Yeah, but it's like going to the water park in the summertime. Pick
Yeah.
a Tuesday.
That's right.
The lines are short.
That's right. Oh, gosh. Well, I don't know.
I'm not completely hopeless. Like, I'd made plans to beach camp down in Corpus Christi area, but it was February when I made plans for, I think, the first weekend of August.
Who was it that told me recently, wow, I just figured out about beach camping. You just drive on the beach. Who was that? Yeah. Yeah, you just drive on the beach. That's what they call it, beach camping.
I know. I didn't think.
Ah!
I didn't know that you like drive your camper like right there, and then you just are there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so not
but
only have
not
I failed as a
too
mother,
close to
I
the
have
water.
totally failed as a.
You-
How many times did we go to the
Camper mentor.
beach? How many times did we go to the beach?
Well, with a camper, never. But there are campers
Okay.
on the beach.
Okay, but I didn't see them. I just saw birds and dead fish and
Jellyfish.
water.
Yeah. So the trick is to give yourself a lot of space from that water because of tides, and then give yourself another bit of space from the if you can get out as close to the dunes with your camper. I know everyone's like, I want to be close to the water. The water will come to you, trust me, because of tides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I saw was like it's like a row, and like you park like here's the water, and then the campers are parked like this way. You can't get any closer. Like there was like a barrier, and you just park like here.
Yeah, it depends on what
Yeah.
stretch of these. So let's go to Paul's question here. Have campgrounds just got busy due to COVID? That has definitely been a
Yes.
factor. Or was it just a trajectory because RVing got popular? It all happened at the same time. The camping was going, campgrounds and reservations were getting hard pre-COVID. For about a year or two pre-COVID, they were already breaking records on reservations. But COVID just added octane and turbo boosters and all that. It's
And it blew up.
Yeah.
But the next thing he says, it seems like there's a fantastic business opportunity to disrupt the current model. And absolutely there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you write a super cool program that hunts for open campsites
Mm-hmm.
that we can ping into every night? That would be awesome.
yeah.
Spontaneouscamping.com.
Yeah.
There
So-
you go.
Barbara says sometimes you can book a few days consecutively, but you have to change sites. I've heard of people having to do this, and they're
Is it
like,
worth
this
it?
is like a necessary evil. I mean, if you know that that's coming, then you just plan accordingly.
don't hook up
You
the
don't
first
take all
night,
your
yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're camping so that you can do the things in the nearby town or something. So it's really just a home base.
It's a good way to
overnight.
practice too if you're new to RVing. Like
Set
you
up
have to
chair down, set up
unhook,
chair down.
yeah, like every single night by the end of the trip.
I don't mind takes every night.
Beach has its own challenges, yes, and I think Steve that's why I haven't done it yet is because I'm scared of the things I don't know, like
This
the
Facebook user,
sand.
is this Steve or Mike?
That's Steve. I'm watching it on here.
Okay.
Loose sand is I'm terrified of sand all over the place. Interesting people. I am the interesting people. I can handle those.
Yeah.
Mhm. We'd be good. And Patrick, you're going to Surfside? I grew up at Surfside Beach. That was
I
our
didn't.
go-to. That was our go-to.
So
I
if you
learned
find
to surf
if
at
you find her
Surfside.
missing
Aw,
earring,
I did.
let her know.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be about 55 years old. But no, it was a interesting beach
Wait,
back
let me show the
then.
picture.
I've heard it's a go-to place, but I have not been back in decades. I want pictures to see what Surfside looks like now.
How about you go? You have a trailer. Go yourself.
Well, maybe
it's
we
3
will.
hours.
Mike says oh, sorry, we're not there yet.
Okay.
We're at the other mic. Oh my goodness. Some BLMs and dispersed camping are starting to close locations or charge due to abuse. I have heard of this. I actually just saw an article about Texas. They're just shutting them
Struggling
down.
with it.
I've also heard an article about a bill that was proposed in Texas to shut down Walmart parking lot camping.
Well, that's happening because cities are being lobbied.
Yeah,
to-
we're
yeah.
having people with no place to live, and they find
Right.
something that they can consider camping and take their tent, and they live there. And you know, it's not a good solution to homelessness, and there needs to be a solution there, and not to get unfun, but that's not it. And it's trashing the land, so that's the struggle.
I think all of the way that we book campsites and find campsites is all changing.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like someone else said, it's a really good opportunity for maybe some new programs or.
Yeah, and I think another aspect of basically the facilities or the land being not taken care of, respected, being trashed and all that is there are actually a whole lot of new people coming into not just
Even the
RVing,
RVers.
but camping in
Even
general.
the RVers.
And what the long-term people who've been in the game for a while, they've really learned the lessons. There's a community there, and there's a lot of understood things. And this RV community needs to open up and expand the community, welcome in, and teach,
Yeah.
and educate in a
This-
loving
this is
way,
how we
because
do
this
it.
is an opportunity. Going
Right.
outdoors should be
Yes.
for everybody,
Yes.
but we got to approach it from the right angle and educate and bring people into this is how you do it right.
It's a
Yeah.
very wholesome way to say it. I'm more of like, aren't you just be a good person, like pick up your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
But,
spread the
you
be a
know,
good
you're
person.
you're a lot nicer than me.
I love
I
Angela's
overlander.
comment about beach camping because she says sand's like glitter, it reproduces and never goes away. You know, that's really true.
At least glitter is like shiny and pretty. What is sand? Just annoying.
But it's at the beach with the tide and the water and the waves and the stars and
Yeah,
the,
I want to be at the beach. I
Yeah.
just don't want to camp at the beach.
you just
because
don't want any sand.
I want to go
It doesn't
into a
work
house
that
and
way.
take a shower and
You're-
like,
It
not.
doesn't work that
Your
way.
new intake Tara Oasis is like, hi, I'm Tara. I like long walks on the beach.
Well, we will
Tara
be
would.
you and I will be at
Tara.
a beach
Tara.
very soon in about 6 weeks?
Yes, not in a
for
camper.
a family vacation, but we're flying out
Not
and meeting
in
a
a
ton of
camper.
people, and we'll have a house.
A
and
ton of people.
a ton of people with
Our
two-
immediate
two
family.
very small bathrooms. Well,
Dana, I'm so excited for you guys to come to the rally. I saw that you
Oh,
signed
you're coming
up,
to the rally?
So just
Good.
know that. I
Good.
saw it.
all right, we'll talk about
horizon.
beach camping
Yep.
one more time because you can never say too much about beach camping.
Well, yeah, it's all learning every
Yes.
time.
Yeah, and nothing works perfectly because, like you said, sand's like glitter.
So,
Okay.
so I saw up here the Iowa Overlander app. That's got to be Mike
That's
Smith.
Mike Smith.
Yeah. If
And
you
he
are
knows.
if you are leaning towards off grid and boondocking on a regular basis, I've heard that app is really
And if you
a
have
go-to.
never boondocked, you ought to try it. So get the Overlander app. It'll
Boondocking
work.
is way less scary than beach camping.
It's way
Mike
less
Smith
scary
taught
than
me that.
people think.
But what about boondock beach camping?
Nope. I'm
Well,
out.
it kind of is the same thing,
It really
right?
can't.
Isn't
yeah.
it kind of
Yeah,
the same
but
thing?
plus sand. I'm not doing the sand.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Okay.
Well, every time you see the sand for years and years and years and years to come, it's just memories of your wonderful camping. Not selling
No.
It's been a pleasure. It's been so fun.
Oh my goodness.
All right, everybody. So, if you have more ideas or come across more ideas, wherever you're watching this, on Facebook or on YouTube, in the comments, we'll try to keep an eye on this, and maybe we can write a blog post or add some comments as a, in a future episode of the podcast. Now,
Absolutely.
our next podcast is a little bit of a diversion from our usual programming.
Oh, but it was so fun.
Yeah.
Don't wanna miss
So,
it.
without giving too terribly much away, we had a customer here pick up a truck camper, and there's an interesting story line, and
football.
and football.
Yeah, we have a football podcast.
So check out our podcast, RV Small Talk. Of course, if you're not watching on the RV Small Talk community page, you can go join there and like that page for all the discussions. We love talking to you guys.
You guys are so awesome because you chat with us every week. So go and write a question or a comment or anything you'd like to talk about at questions@rvsmalltalk.com.
Yeah,
Got
help
it?
us out.
Questions@rvsmalltalk.com. And Paul, I'm counting on you to build that app.
Yeah.
Are you on it?
It's up to you, Paul.
Are you on it?
That's how things get done around here too. She says, "Are you on it?"
Yeah, that's right.
And then we
Is
all
this
just
done
run
yet?
around like mice.
All
All right.
right.
We will see you guys next
Thanks,
week.
guys. See you Friday.
Friday at noon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.